Hello, welcome to Tipsy Tuesday. It's Beth here, coming to you live from Natick, Massachusetts at Creme Salon with Hollie Luber,
Hi.
my favorite stylist. But we're trying to figure out how many years I've been coming to Hollie. It's been many, I don't know, 8 maybe?
I
Been a
think
long
maybe
time.
like 6 or 7.
6 or
Yeah.
7, okay. She's completely transformed my life with my hair. I've had a lot, as you know, I have difficult hair. Hollie knows firsthand I have difficult hair.
I know.
And you have just really made it much less difficult between the color and the texture and everything. But she just colored me. I got my roots done and some highlights, and she did my eyebrows. Here's a tip, ladies. A lot of people don't know, when you get your hair colored, you want to get your eyebrows done, right, Hollie? Like,
especially if it's like a little bit different. If your roots are one color, you always want to match your eyebrows to the same color. A lot of people don't realize that. They'll get their hair color completely changed and their eyebrows won't match, and that's what makes it look really unnatural.
Right.
So you always want to match.
and it just, just fills them in too. I mean, it just makes them more. It just makes them better.
Yeah,
So that's
the brows are the frame to the face. So you definitely want to have those show.
Exactly. So now she is going to, I'm keeping my length. I've decided for the summer I want to keep my length because I pull it back so much. But she does some magical thinning of my hair because, as you know, I have a lot of hair. And it's very thick and frizzy and unmanageable. So she has some great cutting techniques to help me with that. And if you ladies have the similar kind of hair, that's something you want to talk to your stylist about. Ways that you can have it, you can cut it that will work with your waves and your curls and your thickness and whatnot.
Yeah, because it doesn't always mean that you have to have your length cut off, because everybody's like thinking, okay, when I get my hair cut, it's all about the length. It's just, sometimes you want to cut the interior of the hair, and that removes weight, and then it makes your hair seem a little bit more on the fine side, or just is not so thick, it's more manageable.
Right. Okay. Well, a lot of you wrote in questions, and feel free, if you have any questions, to type them in here, and hopefully I can see them. But I have some questions that people did write in. Nancy asked along those lines about thick, curly hair that gets bigger with humidity, and she's getting keratin next week, which is something I have keratin in my hair. Last time I was here, I got keratin, and it's amazing. If you don't know about it, you want to learn about it if you have thick, frizzy hair. But she's also concerned about it being too thin, too
Too flat, too.
Straight and flat.
When you get the
So
keratin
what to
done.
say to her stylist when she gets her keratin, or what tips you have about that?
So, I mean, if this is the first time she's getting her keratin done, she wants to ask what type of keratin that she's going to use, her stylist is going to use, because there are so many different types of keratin out there. There's like for people with really, really difficult, wiry, coarse hair, you want to use the strongest. If you have more fine hair, limp, but it's still frizzy in humid weather, you definitely want to ask for something a little bit more gentle. They do have more natural choices out there, but they're not as strong. So maybe that's for the person that has the more fine hair, but still frizzy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There's so many out there, so just ask which keratin treatments they have available.
Which one do you use on me?
The one that I use on you is the Cupola, and it's like the Max Keratin. I forget what the name of it is, but it's like the Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We go high test.
We go heavy.
And I try to do it in May, as we head into summer, and then sometimes I do it a second time during the year. Like maybe, when did I do it? Maybe in October.
Yeah.
It just cuts way down on the time it takes for me to dry my hair. It still gets very curly. If I don't blow dry it, I still have a lot of curl, but it's not frizzy curl. It's much better curl.
Yeah. Because the keratin doesn't mean that, I know, I'm sorry, I'm not in it. But the keratin doesn't mean, like, if you get keratin, you're going to have stick straight hair. It doesn't at all.
No.
It just depends on what you start out with. So Beth has really curly, wavy, frizzy hair. So even with the Max keratin, it just means that she's not going to have any frizz. She's still going to have the curl, but it's not going to be as tight of a curl or as like intense. It's just going to be more mild.
Gotcha. Okay, next big topic is gray. Women who are considering going gray. I mean, I'm 100% gray, I believe, right? Hollie? I must be.
Close. You're more like 75% gray in the front and top, and in the back it kind of like maybe 50%
Oh,
gray.
really?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm a
That's
hybrid,
common.
but I got a lot of gray hair.
Yeah.
And I know Laura, I don't know if Laura's here, she went gray during COVID, which I think a lot of people did. They just, they couldn't get to the salon, so it seemed, it was a good time to do it. But it can be very difficult if you decide you want to go gray to just decide to stop coloring. So you had a tip, if you're looking to go your natural gray, how to get there without it being traumatic and difficult.
Yeah, so I definitely think with that, if people are thinking about going gray, one, try not to do it too soon or too early in your age, because it is going to, no matter what you try and do, even if you get like a really cool haircut, even if it's like white gray, if it's like a really good gray, you're always gonna add some years onto your age. It just is what it is. But you can still kind of get like an edgy haircut to make the gray look cool. If you're not willing or ready to go cold turkey, the best thing that I say, because it's one thing to see people walking around with like half gray, half pigmented hair, I don't really understand. I mean, but a lot of people don't know that there's like a choice. Like you can go to your stylist and say, look, I want to go gray, but I don't want to like have that half and half.
Right.
What can I do? You just go and get a full foil. You can do that, or you can bleach the whole thing out if you're mostly gray already. But I say do a full foil. Get really light, and then she can go and do a gloss over the whole thing, because you're removing your pigment. That's lower maintenance, and you're kind of working in the what do you call it? Like, so you won't have to get you won't have to come in for an appointment. You'll come in less and less until you're finally at your gray.
Right.
But it's better to leave the appointment being mostly gray instead of like having to wait for it all.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So basically, color your hair gray.
Color your hair gray.
And then you won't have to touch it up really,
Right, because
because
it's
going to
fake.
grow. Right.
Yeah, it's not fake. It's you still have all the gray in there. It's just
Right.
like you're progressing faster.
So you're not going to have that line.
Yeah.
That would be tough.
Yeah.
Okay. Someday I'll do that.
Yes.
When Holly says it's
When
okay.
I'm ready.
Now, I always joke when I have my first grandchild, in which case I'll probably be, 90 by the time that actually happens. We got to get some dates first, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they're not watching happily. Okay, next question. Okay, speaking of, yes, so types of cuts. So Ellen, actually, I don't know if Ellen's watching, she did go gray and it looks fantastic. And she was asking about a cut for her hair. And I actually showed Holly a picture, and we were talking about maybe like a chin length bob or layered bob. What's a good haircut?
So the thing is, you definitely, it was kind of tricky to see her full face shape. You want to go into an experienced stylist so she can look at your face shape to make sure the cut that she's giving you balances your face shape and is also something that you want to maintain. Like, because when you have a shorter cut, you're going to have to style it. You're really going to have to style it. So, not that it's going to take you a long time to style, but you're going to have a little bit more to do with it. But one of my favorite things is when people have like gray, like really awesome gray, is getting like a really blunt bob, maybe slightly longer in the front, and adding waves to it with a curling iron or a flat iron. That can add a little bit of edge and playfulness to it. So you just want to make sure that you're styling your hair when you have gray, because it shows like a little bit more interest than just gray.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, you want to have a modern haircut, and the best way to get that is to find a really good stylist, like Holly, or ask around. Go up to people you see in the street in your town that have great hair. Maybe they have a great gray hair with a really cool style. Go up to them and compliment them and ask them where they get it done. That's the best way to find a good stylist in your area, is just through word of mouth and good referrals. So, and along those lines, Karen was asking about non-old lady looks for short hair and what bangs are considered stylish now. Bangs.
So bangs are tricky because a lot of people make the decision to get bangs just on a whim. So make
like
sure.
me, I'm always like, Holly, I want bangs, because I have my the forehead stuff going on with the wrinkles, and I think
and you don't have wrinkles.
Well, I do, but I don't obsess over them. But I was thinking bangs would be a nice way to just cover them up.
Exactly. So if you want to do like some kind of like fringe or something interesting in the front, you could do a side swept bang.
That's kind of what you do for me.
Yeah, we do a side swept bang for Beth, but the thing is, I don't want to cover Beth's forehead because she has a smaller forehead.
Oh.
So if you have a large forehead, you want to do a little bit more to cover it. You want to do either a full fringe bang, that can mean like really wispy and thin. It doesn't have to be a heavy bang. So it all comes back to really balancing your face shape. So again, make sure you are getting an educated hairstylist to kind of give you a good consult and talk about what works for your face shape. But a side swept bang is great. You can do a full fringe bang. Curtain bangs are really, really in.
What does that mean?
Curtain bangs, so it's like when you part your hair in the center and it kind of sweeps back. So it's almost like a Farrah Fawcett, but a modern Farrah Fawcett.
Okay.
So yeah, those are really good options.
What about, like, the other reason bangs are tough for me is I have this cowlick, like my hair just wants to go up like this. I have to, so you got to take that into consideration too. That's why there's really no answer for there is no answer for everybody.
Yeah, there's no one answer for everybody. But like with your cowlick, everybody has a cowlick. Everybody has a cowlick.
They do. Okay.
So when you start to style your hair when it's wet, that's the best way, like damp. Use a blow dryer, direct it down, and that way the heat's pushing it down, so you're not going to end up with that that lift. So the best way to style your hair is when it's wet. You can get it to do what you want it to do, versus letting it decide already when it's dry.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's harder to do it backwards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How about, let's see. Oh, this is one Elise asked. This is one I am curious about too. Cool and stylish ideas for ponytails. Summer tends to throw my hair up. In the summer she tends to throw her hair up. So do I, Elise. How to do that and not look blah. So ponytail ideas. And Elise has hair kind of maybe a little bit longer than me.
Okay.
And I find that too. Like I'm always tempted to try to find like a piece.
Yeah.
I've said that, like, because especially when I have my short ponytail, it's kind of stubby looking.
So that's a toughie. So you can go with extensions. You can do something like you said. You can get a piece.
It's got to match your color, so that's risky.
It has to match. So it's really tough if you want to try and get one on Amazon.
That's CVS.
Not always,
don't buy the one at CVS. I've done that.
Yeah, and they used to have the Jessica Simpson ones, which were really cool.
Yeah.
So you could do that, but I don't know. I don't really have that's a tough one. I would have to think about that.
Okay, that one just came in.
Yeah.
But like a low ponytail versus a high ponytail, I mean, I guess it all depends on your hair and the length.
Yeah, and the length and everything. Low ponytails are still in. They're really cute. If you want to pull your hair all back, you can kind of leave like a little bit of a wisp out. If you want to leave like a tiny piece out and then like wrap it around your ponytail.
Yes, that's a very cool look.
Yeah, so the elastic doesn't show. That kind of gives it a little bit more of a tidy look. So it depends on the look you're going for and like what time of day. If it's out, if it's in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. I love a good ponytail. I get it from Mary. Mary's always like, Beth, why don't you wear ponytails? All my whole life. Beth, put your hair in a ponytail.
Yeah.
But my trick for a ponytail, I just love a sleek, pulled back ponytail and big, skinny hoop earrings.
Oh, I love that. Yep.
Right there. It's not blah. Do that, Elise.
I think you
or
should have my
statement earrings.
Or maybe you've been hearing me talk so much, but
well, you know, hopefully some of it has rubbed off on me, Ollie.
The hoop earrings are brilliant.
Hoop earrings are brilliant, especially with a sleek, pulled back ponytail.
Yes.
Okay, how about clean products that work? Brianna next door here helped us. She's hiding off camera. She's doing somebody's hair, but she told us about this Paul Mitchell, which neither of these ladies, my stylist friends here, are big fans of Paul Mitchell products. You don't like their hair color, right?
Not a huge fan.
Or any of their products, I guess. But I guess they just came out with this clean line called Paul Mitchell Clean Beauty. And Rihanna is obsessed. She said it's really, really, really good. This is what she pulled out: an anti-frizz shampoo, anti-frizz conditioner.
Yeah, so you ladies that have a problem with the frizz, this will definitely help you.
And it's clean, but Rihanna says it actually works too, because, you know, clean is great, but it's not great if it doesn't work.
Right. And a lot of clean organic products don't always work. Because sometimes you need that little bump of...
Sorry. Now it's not clean anymore. It just landed on the floor. Okay. Kelly asked about thinning hair and collagen, if collagen really works on thinning hair. And you told me about some magical product.
I was saying about Sakara. Rihanna, what was I saying?
Chlorophyll.
What is it?
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll.
Yes.
Which I've never heard of.
Chlorophyll really does work for detoxing, which then like allows your hair to grow. And then make sure that you're getting tested for vitamin D deficiency or vitamin B, because those can all be factors into why your hair is thinning. The collagen really does work. You just have to make sure you are doing, what is it?
The marine collagen.
Marine collagen.
Marine collagen. Because they do not all work equally.
Right. Okay.
And Sakara, if you're going to do the chlorophyll, Sakara is the best one. It's the cleanest, and it comes in a dropper. You just put the dropper, a full dropper into your water, 16-ounce glass of water, a full dropper, and it'll tell you how to do it. But
Okay.
that's my favorite.
Sakara.
Sakara. Sakara.
Okay. Never heard of that. Where do you get it? You can just buy it.
Online.
Google
Yep.
it and find it online.
Yep.
Okay. Here's a good one. What's a good treatment to tone down or cut brassy from sun in between appointments, and products to put in your hair pre-swim if you're going into a chlorinated pool?
Pre-swim, you want to do like a leave-in conditioner. So the leave-in is absorbed into your hair before the chlorine, so it doesn't turn your hair green. So that's the best thing. Or if you have like a really good conditioner at home, you could do half conditioner, half water, shake the bottle really well, spray that into your hair really well. If you don't have that and you have a bottle of water, Poland Springs, dump that on your hair first so you have nice clean water that's absorbed into your hair, and then jump.
All right, because I never knew that. You taught me that years ago. When you're going into a pool, you don't want to go into the pool with your hair dry.
Yeah, you don't. Not if you, especially not if you have blonde.
Okay.
Because it can change your hair green, and it'll always leave a funky residue, even if your hair is not blonde. So I always say bottle of water if you don't have a leave-in, or the leave-in. The leave-in is probably the best because that's going to create like a barrier, a shield.
Okay. Speaking of which, I know another question was one, and you had something to show us. For hair, whether it's thick hair like mine or thin hair that gets frizzy in the humidity.
Yeah.
We all, that's just a...
Yeah, and if you're not going to get a keratin, or if you, like you said, Beth, if your hair's fine and you're afraid of being like more fine or flat, getting a keratin, this is really good.
Good behavior.
Good behavior. It is like a keratin, temporary keratin until you wash it out of your hair. But it will protect against humidity, the sun, because the sun is really strong and it can bleach out your hair. So it protects up to 450 degrees if you're going to use a flat iron or blow dryer. So it's really, really good for a temporary fix.
So it's good behavior.
Yeah, by IGK.
IGK, something's protein.
Spirulina protein, smoothing balm.
Smoothing blowout balm. So
Yeah.
you put this on, this is what you just put on my hair probably.
Yep.
You put this on when your hair is wet before you style it.
Yep.
And it
you have
protects
keratin.
as well?
It
And I have
protects.
keratin. Okay.
She has keratin, but I always like to use extra on Beth,
I can never
because
switch
even if you have keratin and you're going outside into the hot sun, it can lift keratin out of your hair. It can lift color out of your hair. The summer, I mean, the sun is really strong, so you just want to use whatever you can to protect your color and your keratin.
Okay.
And I know we
That's good
didn't
to
really
know.
answer the question about the color when it starts to get brassy.
Oh, right.
So there's not a whole lot you can do in between other than this type of stuff, the good behavior to protect from the sun lifting your hair. Gloss is only temporary too, so that colored gloss will rinse out of your hair after you've had your hair highlighted or bleached. So people always say, oh, my hair is getting brassy. It's just the natural underlying color that your hair has in it. So you just have to come back in, do another quick gloss. You can even do a 15-minute gloss and leave wet if you want, but that will help until your next big appointment.
Okay. What's this? This wasn't the question I told you about, but what's the deal with that purple shampoo for brassiness?
That's really good. That's something that I hate promoting, like online. I usually do it just with my clients, but there are shampoos out there that really do work well if they're really strongly pigmented purple. And the reason why I don't like to kind of offer it to everybody, because it doesn't work for everybody. I'm just afraid of people going out there and
just
then their hair turning purple.
No, we don't want that.
But if you use a really strong pigmented purple shampoo and your hair is really blonde, it will cut that brass. It really does work.
So consult your professional before you put purple shampoo in your hair.
Yes.
Okay. I see Pam is want to confirm, is it the Sakara Chlorophyll Liquid Drops? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
That's it,
Yes.
Pam, you got it.
In a black
Thank you.
bottle.
Comes in a black bottle, and you just drop it in your water, right?
Yeah,
And it doesn't
a full
taste,
syringe.
a
Nope.
full syringe.
No, I mean, sometimes I add a little bit more, and if you add more, you can taste a little bit of that, like, kind of chlorophyll, but it's nothing.
And you just drink that once a day or something?
Yep, once a day.
Never heard of
Yep.
that. Okay. Does anyone else have any other live questions? Thank you all for joining. We got to go blow dry my hair before my cowlick comes out. Let me just make sure I think we covered everything. Well, last question. What to do with really, really flat hair? Like is that,
Flat hair, okay, so one, if your hair's long
Pamela.
enough, use a big barrel brush because it's gonna lift away from your scalp and create the most volume. Once it's fully dry, 100% dry, then I love like a texture spray or a salt spray, but this texture spray is really
Oh, texture spray.
Texture
Yes.
spray. And these are not all created equally either. I've tried
Okay.
everything. This one's my favorite. So you just spray it at like half arm's distance at your root, and then if you just kind of fluff it up like this, it reactivates it even if it starts kind of drooping throughout the day. You just fluff it up a little bit and it picks up. You can see because I have it in my hair.
Okay.
It just starts lifting just a little bit.
Interesting. So that's IGK Beach Club.
Yep.
And it's a texturizing spray. So for thin hair, texturizing spray is key
It's key.
to get
Really
that.
good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Any other final words of wisdom? Let's see. What last thing we talked about is your hair is probably your most prominent accessory, right? You wear it every day. So have fun with it. I mean, we all try to be, I was saying how you got to live with what you have, but at the same time here I get keratin. I'm coloring my gray, so I'm not exactly a poster child for living with what you have or being content with what you have, but have fun with your hair. Don't be afraid to try new things. It will grow back. You can change the color. Experiment, right?
Yeah.
And at any age, you can experiment and have fun and try new things.
Absolutely, I 100% agree with whatever you just said. And then the other part is, my favorite that you said, Beth, was make sure you ask people on the street. I mean, that's the best way you're going to know how to find the right stylist or a good stylist, educated stylist. If they have good hair, that's
I will never forget, quick story. Denise Diorio, I don't think she's watching, but maybe I'll forward this to her. She was my neighbor. She moved, unfortunately. One day she was driving by, and I was out with a kid, I think, and she rolled down the window, and her hair looked so beautiful. I was like, Denise, what? And she said, this new salon opened in West Acton, Hollie Luber. Anyway, and that's how I found Hollie. I literally asked her, I need to go to where you get your hair done, and that's how I found Hollie, and that was 7 years ago.
And that's where I was.
Right,
Now I'm
in
in
West
Natick.
Acton. Now she's in Natick, exactly. At La Creme, is that, or La Creme? La
Yep.
Creme Salon
Yep.
in Natick Center. I drive 45 minutes to get here, that's why I'm always late. But I make the trip because I will never go back to having, I've had, people who have known me for a long time, I've had some problematic hair. I've had orange hair. I've had black hair, like black Elvira hair with like red in it. I've had some major hair snafus from just,
I think it was really dark when you came in.
I think it was. I've had to go back to people. So I finally love going to someone where when she asks me what I want, I just say, you tell me, Hollie, do whatever you want to do. And I always love it.
Yep.
So find your own Hollie. And if you're in Massachusetts, come to Natick.
Yep.
Okay.
Come to
Come to
La Creme.
La Creme
We
in
have two
Natick.
stylists here, and they're all fabulous.
Fabulous, and it's beautiful. I feel like I'm in Nantucket or Paris. Thank you for watching, everyone. See you next week. Bye.